Viewers, it's your crazy backyard Jay here, and well, I picked up a piece of new equipment. Yeah? Oh, bloke, where are you, buddy? We miss you. Let's check this rig out. Got myself a 2007 Cub Cadet with snowblower, tire chains, wheel weights, a handy dandy beer holder, electronic PTO, cruise control, parking brake, there's your choke and your throttle. Not a bad rig. I just installed these 6-inch 100 watts a piece floodlights because I noticed that when I'll be plowing or snowblowing, half of the headlights on the tractor are covered by the chute. So that's no good. I do have LEDs that I wanted to put on there, but they'll get covered in like a snow dust, and LEDs don't melt snow, obviously, so I chose to go with these ones. I wired it up. The duct tape can probably come off now. I just silicone the wire in a few spots to the blower itself. It's really the cleanest way I could think of doing it without welding a tube on it, which I could do, but that's just unnecessary, and I'd have to spend money on a piece of tube, and I don't like to spend money. So that'll do fine. It's hooked up with 10 gauge wire, and I connected it to a relay right there, which is powered off of the ignition switch, and of course it gets its main power from the battery. You'll see another heavy wire coming off of there. One's for the starter and one's for something I really enjoy. That right there. This used to have a handle on it. You could lift the snowblower up by hand, but it was really heavy. So whoever originally had this fabricated up a winch and pulley system to lift the blower up and down. It's a pretty good idea. It's set up pretty well. And in the summer, when you don't have the blower on there, you can use the winch for whatever, which is pretty sweet. Now, the winch didn't work when I got it. The relays inside here were all corroded and rusty, so I had to replace the relays, and it didn't come with the remote either. So I actually just plugged everything with right stuff and weatherproofed 100% this box so no more weather can get in there. No water, no salt, no nothing. And I made this little harness here, 3-wire harness, and put in a weatherproof switch in the dash so that I can lift the blower up and down right from here. I don't have a sloppy remote that I'm going to drop and run over. So up is up. That's it, and down is down. Nice, I like it. It also came with a bagging system that's never been used. Here's the big pipe for it laying over there. And this mower deck that was just sitting in their barn, never even been installed, never used. All they used it for was snow blowing. This blower's 2 years old, and I looked it up online with the model number here in Canada at the Home Depot, and it's a $1,900 plus tax blower. It has about 360 hours on the clock. It has a Kohler 23 horse V-twin engine, which I've read a lot of mixed reviews on. Some of these were great and lasted a long time, and some of them barely made it 100 hours before they got cracked blocks or bad camshafts. But this one's got about 360 on it, and it runs really well. And it came fully serviced too. So we got 11.6 volts in the battery and 365 hours. 11.6 volts because I've had to start it and shut it off a few times today, plus mounting those lights and figuring out all the wiring, which ignition wire to tap into. And of course they're 100 watts a piece, so 200 watts going through that, going through those lights, pulling from the battery, and it is a 40 amp relay, so it's good. But here we go. It runs really well. No strange sounds or anything. It has a reverse lockout, so if you want to go reverse when you're mowing, you have to go like this. So that's that. It's not in bad shape. It's got a couple little rust spots on it, but that's to be expected, seeing as though it was only ever used for blowing snow. It's got brand new belts on it, and it's a hydrostatic drive transmission, which I read again that there was some issues with and recalls, and they have been addressed on this one, so it's good to go. They didn't have the tire chains on correctly, so I had to pull the wheel weights off and pull the wheels off because it's just easier, and set up the tire chains properly, and I aired up the tires to the correct PSI because they were low. And same on the front, which they've already had inner tubes put in them, which is to be expected. But other than that, that's it. It's a pretty nice machine. Drives and steers, runs really well, all that. They've serviced everything, greased everything, oiled everything that wasn't done when they had it professionally done at the dealership. And like I said, we got this mower deck and the bagging system to go with it, which is nice. That'll be nice when the fall comes. The leafing system, suck up all the leaves. And our handy dandy snowblower has all the controls right here. This part's a little sloppy right here, and that's only because it's just mounted to this arm there, which is used to raise and lower the snowblower. So obviously it's not tight, and it can't be tight, else it wouldn't work right. So I may come up with another idea for that. However, it's not the worst thing. I can control the chute, and it has all the pegs to put a cabin on. That's what these ones are here and on the front, so I might actually make my own homemade cabin for it, because I'm sure you'd get plenty of engine heat through the vents there. So why not? So my wife and I picked all this up for 900 bucks Canadian. I also installed a trailer hitch, which I welded on. Just welded on the hitch right to the plate. Somebody else already fabricated this. They welded this section on, which is where this pulley for the cable is, along with a support, an extra lift support for the winch. Yeah, I know what you're going to say. Well, that cable's really close to the hitch. It's going to rub on there. But for the amount that the drum actually rolls for the snowblower for up and down, it's just a small bit, and I'll actually just rewind the drum and slide the cable over, and that way I'll have my clearance. So the other thing with welding this trailer hitch on here is that it's welded now on part of the frame, and also the extension that somebody fabricated here, so it's actually strengthened this whole area up quite a bit. So that's also awesome. Good to go. Fuel tanks under the seat. It's quite a large one. And the only last thing I'm going to do is I got to rig up a bracket that's going to be out of the way for all the attachments and everything, with an LED strobe light. One like this that I bought from International Trucks. They sell stuff like this, and yeah, it's a Unibond LED strobe, quad flash, amber, and I'm just going to mount that on the back so that I have some sort of backlighting in the winter, because I do go a few blocks from the house and do other people's driveways as well, which I used to do with my plow tractor, which I just sold for 300 bucks, which was a pretty good deal because I garbage picked the tractor and the plow. So that's it. The gearbox down there is fully serviced, ready to go. And now we're ready for snow. But this week they're calling for almost 40 degrees. We're mid 30s with the Humidex. Mid 30s, mid-September. So, Alberta already has snow. I don't know about when we're going to get ours, but guess we'll find out. When we do, I'll be ready. And we may not actually get it now because, well, bought a new toy to deal with it. So, that's the end of that. Cheers and beers. Cub Cadet.